It would be unfair if I left this thought in my mind and I didn't share it because I think it's very helpful to young people and adults, to young adults, bigger adults, all classes of adults. I think as children we were open to failing and not considering it as terrible as we begin to know it when we go through the educational system and when we just experience life from the lens of adults, big people in quotes. So as a child, like a child would fall and you do like, don't shout, don't talk to him, you'll be fine. And then the child will actually stand up and be fine and not scream. And that's how kids learn to walk. That's how they learn to eat. That's how they learn to write with scribbles, and no one is condemning them. We also graduate from using pencils to biro, letting us know that our mistakes are now more permanent if we're not careful, and we can't just erase them like we used to do when we were using pencils. But irrespective of that, I think it's important that we see failure as not something to be scared of, but rather as just a feedback from life. So success and failures taken as both feedbacks. Now, one of them is the feedback that everyone dreads, nobody wants to hear. But the thing about feedback is that you learn from it. So you learn from success, you learn from failure too. We don't have to prioritize only the learning from successes. And ultimately, the goal is to be successful at everything. God's with you to do that. You will learn on your way, irrespective of how many times you failed to become successful. I have seen a ton of stories of people who went from seemingly hopeless failures to become great success, not in one quantum leap over time, but over time rather. And sometimes a change in knowledge, a change in perspective, a change in environment, and a lot of things. So, if you're at a stage in your life where you feel that anything, I just want to let you know that it is not the end. Take it as feedback and move forward because you never ever imagine the great success that lies ahead of you. And this is for on an individual level, on a business level, on a social level, whatever it is, you can stand out and stand up from that betraying failure and get into absolute success without scars. And even if there are scars, there are war scars, and you learn.